Good morning, everyone. Hope your day is good. Hope you don't have to go out in this snow. But I have the perfect thing for you today for our art time. Just waiting for the computer to catch up with my phone so I can make sure that I'm where I need to be. Looks like we're doing pretty good. Let's see. Okay, sorry for the wiggles. And if you're here, say hi. Give me a smiley face, thumbs up, something. Alright. Looks like I'm pretty good. There we go. Let's see. Yep. Well, looks like I wiggled the camera a little too much, huh? Now I'm crooked. What's new? Okay, let's try this again. Hi, Linda. How are you today? It's snowing here. It's actually starting to cover the grass. Alright, that looks a little better. Alright, well, little crooked never hurt anybody. Alright, so I'm talking to you today from the current catalog, which is January and February. And I'm on page 40 and 41 with the stamp sets that are months of the year. Now, these will be gone in February unless they happen to have a few extra and put them online only. Overcast with sprinkles here. Yeah, we had some sprinkles yesterday, not much snow, no real accumulation, and then overnight it did just a tiny bit. My deck is actually almost covered. But we don't get much snow here in Oregon. So, get these before they're gone, because have you ever thought about, since they brought these out this year, what if you bought all 12 of them? You would have all kinds of icons that are associated with birthdays, themes of the month that you could do, scrapbooking that you could do, even some home decor items. You could make a string of little snowman garlands for January if you like to do that. So that's what I'm talking to you about today. So remember, these are only available till the end of this month. Now, I do have a party that will be going in on Monday. So if you get me your orders by Sunday, which is Valentine's, so let's say by tomorrow night, Saturday, I will put it in with that order. Save you a little shipping. Okay, so we're going to talk about these. And what I'm talking about today is you see a layout that you like, but you're a card maker. Don't get boxed into, I only have to look for cards. Oh dear, where are the cards? There's no cards for that one, right? No cards. Wow, I'm really getting, there's some cards. Or I really like this card, but I wish it was a scrapbook page. So that's what I'm going to teach you today. How to take these and make a card and then make a scrapbook page. And it's kind of like riding a bike. Anybody can do it. You just have to practice. Okay? So I'll put that up there so you can see it. And the first one we're going to do, of course, is out of order. So we're going to start with February. And actually, you saw the stamp set, so I don't need to show you those. But I'm going to bring in this card. Okay? What makes a good card? You've got your background pieces. You've got some words to read, and then usually a focus item. Okay? Now that can be small or big. You can, it could be a bunch of little things that you put onto something big, like this is a little bit bigger. But right now I just want you to look at this background. So we've got this piece here, this piece here. So we've got some pattern paper, some cardstock, and this is actually a zip strip. Okay? So and I should have left these off. If you just look at this background, you can easily blow that up into a page. But for now, using this stamp set, which is what I did, and all I did was I just stamped some stuff so I can more easily show you what you can do. Another great thing to use are these little guys. And again, those are in the catalog. Let me show you where. And they're only available, since they're in this catalog. Are they in this catalog? I thought they were in this catalog. Yes, nope. Yes, right here. So this is the paper pack that I'm using. And these are the little perfect match mini hearts. Okay. And they're kind of a cross between, they're not really cards, they're not cardstock, but they're not our sequins. Okay. They're kind of there. Hopefully you can see the thickness. If I turn it ever so slowly. And they're just really cool. They're almost like felt pieces, but a little bit tougher. Okay, and they're so cute, right? And this, I just put them in a jar instead of the little baggie. It's easier for me to get them out. But make sure that you put the lid on before you go anywhere else. Okay, so I pulled out a few, and we can use those for background stuff. So what to put in here? We've got our words, we've got our nice background, we've got that layer. So you could put this in here, like so. You could put the little cupcake in there. And if that's not enough for you, you could layer the little cupcake. So it's all about making a little grouping, a little vignette of stuff. You could even do it with this heart. And what I'm going to point out is 3. I have 3 items here. Or I could count my 3 as here. Okay. And then you could also put a big heart in there. And maybe just a little package. And then you just start sprinkling these around, which are hard for me to pick up with my fingers. Yeah. That's why I usually use my tweezers. And again, you notice that I'm doing 3s. And you'll notice that I put the black on the white. You could put it on the pink. So groups of 3. And they don't have to be tight together. They could be farther apart. You could put 1 down here and put 2 up here. Okay. What else can we do? Ooh, this would be cute. Look at that. Some extra words. I don't know. Do you like the double words? That's a little big. Let's pretend this one was like so. So we could do something like that. Hugs and kisses, be my Valentines. Okay, what else? This one, you could have went down along the bottom and then put something else in there. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you with that. So it's just, again, it's your background layers for your foundation, something to focus on, some words to read. Okay, the words could read could be all stamped back here if you wanted. All right. And I'll post a picture of what I eventually do with this card. Let's get that out of the way and let's pull in a scrapbook page. All right. So how do we do that? This one's an easier one. So piece of 12 by 12, and this card is half, half, and a middle strip, right? I'll put that right there. So we need, and it could be texture paper, it could be cardstock. So there's our half, and this is going to be fun because nothing's glued down. But I did that on purpose. So there's a half of that. Here's a half of that same one we used before. And bear with me, that's not going to be perfect, but you'll get the idea. And then we need that middle strip. Okay, so this is 6 and 6 because that's a 12 inch. That's easy to do, easy math. Okay, on the card it was a 1/2 inch strip. The zip strip I wanted to use didn't work because it was going the wrong way. So I did 3/4 of an inch. So that way I could then do a 1/2 inch and pull it in like so. So that kind of pops. Okay. And then I wanted to use the February. And this could be on either side. I kind of like it over here. Okay. And then our focus, obviously, maybe not, is our pictures. So with this kind of page, they could go any way you want. You could add another one. You could kitty corner them. You can do it this way. You could have it bigger. This could be a 5 by 7. So just whatever you want to do. Okay. So again, we have our base, we have our focus, and then we're going to make a cluster. So again, where's the one I wanted? February. Hey, sugar. And you can sprinkle these around. love you. You could have this running somewhere. It could be even across there. And then you would just make sure that you only glue it here and here. Okay? And obviously you don't have to add everything. Okay, what do you think? Give me some stuff. Okay. And then, again, oops, sorry, I'm moving everything around, trying to get my sprinkles. You could throw some sprinkles around. Have you ever done that? Just thrown them down and see where they land? Some people do that. So that's not too bad, right? So it's just in how you want to play with it. And then let's say that you wanted something a little different, but the same format. Well, here's the other thing about cards or scrapbooks that you can do. We'll take those off. Those are going to be all over the place, I just know it. And we'll take this piece off, okay? And we will put this piece on. Take this piece off. We will turn this way. Straighten everything out here. Put our strip back in, and then use the zip strip from that paper package. And look at that. So then we could do another page like this, and maybe something cute like that. And again, just add whatever you want. Hey sugar, and this could be nice along there. So it's just, you know, just put stuff down and try it. And usually a 2-page layout, you want to start left, come down middle, and then go up to the right. So that way you flow across the page and you're looking at the photos. So make your little vignettes kind of in a triangle again. Not to say that you still can't, you know, group this into a little bit. Let's try this. See, it's just in what you play with. And if you have to, just do like I did. Cut these out, put them on cardstock, and just play with them. Let's see. And then the other thing I would probably do for this page, and again, when I get this page done, I probably would sprinkle some, oops, if they stay on there, sprinkle some of those. You could have some of those over here. Now this probably won't get all the colors that I want. We'll get that mint color, which I would not add. I want to show you something. Let's say we did that. See those two mint colors? These ones here? They kind of draw your eye to them. Now they're kind of small, but look at what happens when you take those away. It's just a better color combination. So if you're going to add that mint color, make sure that you can add it with the hearts, but then make sure that you maybe map this photo in mint. Maybe this heart would be in mint. So you need at least 3 pieces of it. It doesn't have to be the same size. I mean, there's quite a bit of red going on this, obviously. But there's still, see how the black ties in? This kind of color, the pink, the lighter, but still you've even got candy apple this color here, right here. So you tie in 3 to 5 colors is best, and then use them in different amounts. Does that make sense? So I've got a lot of this, just a little bit of this, a little bit of black, but see how the black just moves across the page? And I did this one in gray because I didn't want it in black. Oh, and this little guy, I wanted to show you this little guy. Can you see that? So this is a gray marker at one of our Shinhans, and then I put white shimmer pen all over it, and then I took the flamingo shimmer pen and colored in the hearts. Not to say that you probably couldn't put a couple of these guys on there. They're about the same size. So wouldn't that be cute? I get my fingers in the way. But you could Put some of those in the place of that. So it's just trial and error, see what you like. If you know kind of what the balance is, then there you go. See, you can put those on there. I'm not going to take the time to do all those. So that gives you some ideas. So remember, you can rotate this pattern, and you could rotate it on here as well and just flip these. I would probably put this down here, and I'd probably cluster this here and kind of leave a little space there. But I would need my hearts running the other way. Okay? So that's that one. Let me close this up. Oh, and the little piece that I used for this, I will put it down below what it is for that thin cut. And I used candy apple and black ink. And like I said before, I used the flamingo and the clear and the shimmer brushes. Alright, so let's move on to that January one. Get this out of the way. Alright, so here is my January one. And let me find my, and this is what I used. I used this star from the silver foil paper, which is X8018, and it's just all papers that have silver and white. So they're, I'll take them out so you can see. So there's that one. Hopefully that doesn't flash in your eyes too much. There's that pattern. Pretty little heart. And there again, this is just a base. You could easily stamp on this. White and red combo. Love the black and white and red. Oh, I know, right? Shinhan or Tri-Blend. Oh, sorry. Thanks for correcting me. Yes, the markers are the Tri-Blend, not the Shinhan. Those are our old markers. And this one's pretty. Oh, I was going to tell you on this. This is just a base. So you could go in and stamp some of the images from that February one. There's a little heart and a... So you could easily go in and stamp this, or you could stamp the word love or kiss or hey sugar or Valentine's Day, and that would be really cute on that paper. And then there's this one, which I think goes up as that way, and one more. This one. Whoa, that's a lot of glare. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, so there's that paper. So again, I used this little star piece. And what I did is I went to this book, which is Make It From Your Heart, Volume 4. Okay, and I just found a card that would be easy to teach you. And it's this one here. And this is the pattern, and you get all of the measurements. And that'll really help you for the 12 by 12. Okay? So it's page 53. It's pattern 24. And get that out of the way. Then I decided, what color do I want to use? So I went to the Love of Color book, went to the back. I looked up Glacier, which is on 38. And then when you go to Glacier, it shows you color combinations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a sample. 4 and a sample. 3 and a sample. So if you're looking to maybe use something different, or you really like Glacier but you don't know quite what to put with it, I kind of went with this in that I used the Ballerina, the Sage, and the Glacier. So don't think you have to use all 5. I just picked 3 out that I liked. Okay, that makes sense? Alright, and moving on. I also used these 2 brackets, which are the fancy Stitch Fancy brackets, Z3686. And then I used this stamp set, which is in the core catalog, so it's good for a year. Z3779, and the Z means that it's got thin cuts. So anything with this color behind it is a thin cut. And they're right in there, okay, with your stamp set, which is a nice place to keep them all together. Alright, so what did we do for this one? And then I have a couple of tips to show you on this one. I'm just getting rid of all this so I have more room. Hold on one second. Okay. So, the card that I made was this one. Okay? Use these books all the time. Great starting point. Yes, when you're not sure where you want to go, they can be a great jumping off point. You know, this card could have turned into something else. There's been times that I've looked at an example of a card and made something totally different, but it got me going. Yes, thank you. So, again, I'm going to show you. This is the wrong card. Oh, well, that's great. Oh, no, it's not. You have to look at it. Okay, this is white on white, so there's the little white piece, and then this piece, that piece, and this is white. So that was the cardstock itself, or the base of the card, which I just used cardstock. I didn't want that white up next to that white, and I needed to pull in the glacier. So I just went off of the measurements. I've got my base, I've got my words to read, and my little focus, guys, right? And some little extra bling. So, I wanted to show you how I did this, because if you look at this stamp set, it's all in one group, right? And pull that out. Pull out the sage. Okay, so I've got my ink, I've got my paper, I've got my block, and I've got a piece of sticky post-it note. And I am just going to line my post-it note up along there. So I'm just doing happy. Now, a lot of people will think, oh, I gotta be careful, you know, not to. Just think of it as that piece of paper is not there. And just ink it up like you normally would. Then, important, take that piece off before you stamp. I usually huff it a little bit just to make sure that it's good and moist. And down, and there you go. One word. Yay! So this way, because this one, a lot of times I will cut apart a word if it's where it's leaves a little bit of the background of the stamp image, but this one I didn't want to do that. So just by masking it off with the post-it note, you can do whatever word you want. Okay? So that's how I got that on there. And the other two were just words I used, just the January and the birthday. Okay? And then what else did I want to show you? Okay, so again, Sage, Ballerina, and Glacier were the colors. And I did use this embellishing thread in the silver, which another point that I like to tell people is, let me show you. Okay, this oftentimes will separate into three. Okay, so all I do is make a knot in the end, and that keeps that from being so messed up. Okay, the other thing is that when you unwheel it off of here, find out where my end is you oftentimes have, I've used some of this, I'll have to go down a little bit. See how you have that crinkle? Just take your fingers and just run it along there, and it'll take it out. If it doesn't, take your bone folder, and that'll really take it out. Okay? So just some ways. And the other thing you can do is, even though I made a knot here, you can make little knots all over. And I will show you that on the next one. Okay, so that's just a little bit about that. Okay, so how we're going to make a scrapbook page out of that. And this one I already have down, but I wanted to explain the different sizes and layers. Alright, so here's the scrapbook page that I made. You can see I've still got the blue, I've still got the stripe, I've still got the green mostly, and I've got the glacier down here. Okay, I'm still using the biggest of the stitch brackets, but I put happy birthday and I forgot to put January. So I could incorporate January in there, you know, January, happy birthday, or happy January birthday or something, okay? So this one, okay, we have on the card, let me bring the card in. There's a 1/2 inch here. So obviously we have a bigger surface to cover. It's 12 by 12. If you think of it in thirds, it's 4, 8, and 12. Okay? So obviously this is not a third of it, right? But you've got to think, okay, that's a 1/2 inch. You could put a 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch. But it's a little bit bigger here than it is here. A 1/4 inch here would look pretty thin. So I did my 1/2 inch here and move this up to 3/4 inch. Now you could have done an inch and you could have done 3/4 inch here if you wanted. What happened to my computer? It just went off. What? Hopefully I didn't lose anybody. You still there? Looks like you're still there. Okay. So this green part here, now that I put my book away, I can't tell you what the size was. Hold on. Let me go get my book. Ah. Alright. So the size of this part here on the card is 1 inch. And that is what I made that. Okay. And this green piece is 2.5. So we got 2.5 and 1 inch. So we need almost double, a little bit more than double whatever we make this and this, right? And I don't want a third, so I didn't want 4 inches of this. So I ended up with 2.5 of this and 7 inches of this. So you can see how it mimics that same pattern. And then I put in some of the little silver embellishment. Oh, and this is where I did some knots. Let me see if you can see those. Can you see the little knots in there? Let me see. Get my camera where it can focus. Can you see those little knots? Hopefully. I'll take a still shot. So I didn't like how this butted up to this, so I just put this 1 inch strip of white and I put the little birdies. Now how I did the little birdies was I had that, let's say this is that 1 inch strip, and I put it on my mat and I started within each square and went all the way across because I wanted to check that you could fit everything in and I wouldn't get a half a bird somewhere. So then I had a pattern as to where to put it on this little strip. So that's a good way to do it. You could have done it on the page too if you wanted. I mean, you could probably put it in with that little piece of texture paper there. Okay, so let's look at, so we know that our pattern is good. And that's all with just practice. Think of it as thirds, and then do you need a little bit more on your third or do you need a little bit less? Like that first one was easy, it was just 1/2 and 1/2. And it's stripped down the middle of whatever size you like. So, the other thing to keep in mind is this is our little vignette. We got a little bit of space with the birdie here. So this would be our focus photo because we've got the little birdie. And this is the other one. And I don't have this glued down until I get my picture on. Okay. And what else do you want to know? This is just one tri-blend marker using the light, the medium, and the dark for coloring. This little snowman has this kind of hat, but I just did this in the strong, the color of sage, and then I did this on black on top, cut it out and put it on top of there. I probably wasn't on camera. So I did this in sage, I did this in black on top of that, and then just glued it to the top of his head. And again, I used the same color of markers in his scarf. So I've got the pink, the blue, and the green in his scarf. Same as on this one. This one's easier to hold up. So you can see that all my colors, the blue, the green, and the pink, actually the glacier, the sage, and the ballerina, all flow across this card at different intervals. I mean, there's not much pink, right? There's a little bit here, a lot of it there, and a little bit there. But there's a third. 1, 2, 3 places. Okay? And even the white has 3. So that's how easy it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I will get back to you. And if you have any suggestions for another class, let me know. If you'd like to see this again, maybe next month when we have our new catalog and we have our March and our April months of the year stamp set. That would be fun too. And maybe I'll do a little home decor with that one. So I welcome any ideas that you have. I hope you enjoyed the re-inker that Tim asked for. That ended up being 3 videos, so I haven't seen all of those. Give it a try, and I wanted to say a shout out to Pat. Thank you for trying the shaving cream. I'm glad that you enjoyed the class and that you tried it. Thank you, and have a great day. Oh, and also remember, guys, my peeps, if you need to order something, you want to save a little shipping, get me your order or give me a call by Saturday. Actually, you have until Sunday, but it's Valentine's Sunday, so I don't want to infringe on anybody's Valentine's Day. Take care. See you next week.